Testing, testing. Awesome, awesome. Yes, I was waiting to see. All right, welcome, welcome, guys. We had a little delay again, but nothing major. Welcome again to Wednesdays with Hayes. We are about to get started. I got to do it this way. Y'all, I'm blind and I ain't got my reading glasses on today. We're going to get started. I have two awesome, motivated wives in the building. We're about to talk about some things. Again, this is Wednesdays with Hayes. We'll be covering the popular and unpopular topics that's affecting our community. My name is Shahara Hayes Pearson, and I have, again, two lovely wives with me today. The topic that we are covering is called long-distance marriages. I've gotten a lot of inboxes, especially since the show started, where, you know, shout out to those that husbands are contractors, military, truck drivers, and they're holding the house down. And a lot of times, we like to hear from other women and their opinions on what's going on. So I figured, why not ask two experts that I know? So, of course, as we do any other time, I'm going to start with you, Miss Thurland, and go ahead and give them your full name, how long you've been married, what your husband does that causes him to be home, away from home, and how many children you guys have.
Okay, well, I'm Shalimar Thurland, and we've been married. My husband's name is George Thurland Jr. And
shout out to Gio.
Yes, and AKA Gio. So if you hear me refer to Gio, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody calls him George. We're from the U.S. Virgin Islands, so if you do hear an accent, yes, I do have an accent. But we've been married for 7 years. We've been together for 9 years, and we have two kids together, a 14-year-old that I had from a previous, no, not 14-year-old, 16-year-old. I'm so sorry.
She gonna get you.
She is, yeah, 16-year-old that I had from a previous relationship, and we have a 5-year-old girl together. So that's pretty much us. And he is currently active in the Army.
Whoop, whoop.
And he is currently overseas in Korea. So it's been rough. It's been an interesting year.
Yes, yes. And also, your business?
And I'm also owner of an in-home business called Shally's Boutique, where I basically make hair bows, tutus, ribbon trim tutus, anything for little girls I can pretty much do. But I am working on some other things that I'm not going to mention yet, but it's in the works. So I've been working on it, kind of pulling back from Shally's Boutique, but you'll be seeing me and hearing about me very soon.
That part.
It's my turn. Hi. My name is Wendell McDaniel. I am married to Anthony McDaniel. He's currently a contractor. He was in the military, Army, for 8 years. He has been contracting for this month actually makes 6 years. And we have 2 kids. And I am a stay-at-home mom. I recently was a student and I just graduated. So it's time for me to work on my new journey to figure out what my next goal is going to be. And like she said, it is hard at times, but with the good, the bad outweighs it, and it always balances out to be even.
Yes. Now, of course, again, before we get started, if you have any questions for these ladies, make sure you put them in the comment section. I'll definitely be reading throughout the time. Anything, topics, they hitting on anything, make sure you like and share the page. There may be someone else that's on your timeline, even if you're not married. It may be someone else on your timeline that they may be able to drop some nuggets and jewels too. So definitely make sure you share. Now, ladies, first topic at hand. How is it that you guys are able to sustain yourself in a sexual manner when it comes to your husband's being away? Because I know and when I tell you, so many people ask me that, like, how do you refrain from stepping out? Because, some people have a hard time being faithful when someone's in your face. Now you're talking about being thousands of miles and oceans away. What is it that you do? Some people, they, do self-care and yoga and meditate and what is it that you and Gio do to kind of keep the fire going until you physically see each other and he's back home? Didn't think I was gonna ask you that, right?
Yeah, how you caught me out guard with this one. Totally, I'm like, who's watching? Let me see how my answer is. Let me make sure my mind is on. But let's just say, Facebook Messenger has been great. Marco Polo has been wonderful.
What's up?
Yeah, it's just been, it'll be, going to take a shower and send a little video maybe or something.
Keep it spicy.
Yeah, quick, a little something like that. Keep a supply of different sizes of batteries around close by.
I just had a fashion problem.
My God, my mom's watching now. Okay,
necessary.
No.
Hey, you married? You was married.
But no, I mean, you find little things here and there to do, like I said, it'll be like random things, like just, I mean, for me personally, just be like random little things that I'll do, just like, hey babe, what you doing? And then next thing it's a picture of me just bent over, like just. I delete all the pictures though, so I mean my phone is good, but I'm just saying,
whatever works. Well, I am in the stage where I am very frustrated, so I have been leaning on working out.
Okay.
So that has really been my piece.
Okay.
But just a couple months ago, before I went to Dubai, I had went through a stage where I wanted to practice without using no toys, no nothing, just basically meditating, just to see how long that I could go.
Okay.
Without doing anything. But like she said, you keep it spicy. You use WhatsApp. You use pictures. Right. Whatever works.
Keeping that open line of communication where you may not be physically here, but we're still, trying to make it work.
And there'll be a lot of like for some reason, sorry Gio, but for some reason, like I'll wake up to a bunch of like memes, and it's like I don't want no always memes. Like from like, and it's like like adult memes,
right?
And it's like always like these like just off the wall, just it's funny, but that's his way of I guess
basically
dropping like little hints, I guess.
Like,
self-control.
Yeah.
And you'll realize the grass ain't good on the other side. Everybody have their bumps in the road.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that was my next question, because again, when they say, leaving the door open for the devil to play. You know what I mean? When someone, you have some people where it's hard for them to sustain and their spouse is in their face. Whereas, you guys are talking about a year and, a year or a couple months and they're home for this little bit of time and then you're back. And it's like when temptation comes, do you shut it down immediately? Have you in your mind, it's like, well, maybe, and then you like, no, I don't want to lose my family. Like, because we're human.
It's never even like crossed my mind. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of times it's just, like you said, like I've seen people with like temptation and whatnot. I think it's just where you put yourself and the situations you may put yourself in. Like, where to find me.
Yeah.
I'm the easiest person in Fayetteville to find. You can run up on me any day. I am always home. So, and if I'm not home, I'm with married, friends that are married or in relationships. So
I'm always the married friend. Yeah. I just recently found me a married friend, and we do a lot together. But a lot of people never really understand my marriage because they see me as me still living life as a single person. Because I go out and I enjoy myself. I be like, hey, man, I'm getting ready to go out tonight.
Right.
And he be like, go ahead on, baby, enjoy yourself. He don't throw stones, but other people don't understand it. They say, well, hey, that's temptation for her. But I always been the type of person that I would think about the bad before I think about the good.
Right.
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. And we're not perfect. We both done had bumps in the road. But you got to think about it. I got married when I was 17. I've been married 13 years.
Oh, wow.
So,
right.
basically, we grew.
Right. Because you were young adults growing into adulthood. Yeah. So, nothing's going to be perfect. She's not saying it's been glorious. Right. Yeah. Right. And with that, and I think for a lot of people, when they go through certain things and they grow, some people can successfully, grow through something. You may have done something. I may have done something. We may have got mad and was doing it at each other. And then realize, hey, what's really at risk here? You're talking about children, careers, our home. And they say, okay, well, we both need to get our act together. So for some people, that does work. Mm-hmm. And, in your case, Gio was not in the military when you guys met. So how was that adjustment for you where it is he's here and now it's like U.S. Army saying, okay, bye-bye, he's mine now.
Yeah, because it literally went from that. It went, especially when we were back in St. Croix, we went from being around each other literally like every day. Like the first time I think that we were separated, it was like for a weekend. I think it was like for like 2 days. We had been seeing each other, but it was like for 2 days I went somewhere and it was like a big deal. Like, like I missed you so much. Like this is crazy. So now, like the first time when we moved, his first deployment, I got lucky. I got lucky as a wife because it wasn't a long deployment. Okay. It still was a deployment. Right. I still was stressed out, but it could have been a lot longer. It was only 3 months. So, you know, so some other Army wives will look at me like, you don't really get your stripes. Right. But I feel like I got my stripes. I don't care. Right. Those 3 months was hard. So now when he left last year, this is now a full year. Yeah, and that's... But we got lucky again. Right. I saw him, I've been able to see him several times since he's been gone.
Beautiful, that's great.
So we actually spent a month together back on St. Croix for Christmas. So we got to spend Christmas together. So that was great. And then he flew over to Georgia for training, and I went down every other weekend to see him while he was there for the month. But I'll tell you what though, sometimes I wonder if it would have just been better if I didn't see him at all. Really? Yeah.
Do you feel like it's harder when he comes back and then he leaves?
You always cry.
It's hard because I feel like even for like my daughter.
Do y'all cry in front of them or do y'all wait till they leave?
I try my best, but
I try to cry after they leave.
After they leave?
No, I try, but no, whatever.
The other case, it's got better. It's got better now. Now I cry afterwards, but I used to cry so bad.
Not me.
Now, because I try to stay strong because my kids are so small. Right. 2 and 10. Right. So I have to say, well, you know, Daddy has to work. You want these things. You want these parties. You want this. You want to be able to go in the store and this. So my 10-year-old is okay, but
the baby,
the baby don't even really know yet.
Right. The 10-year-old like, yeah, Daddy, come back and bring all that with you. But the baby is like.
And that's what's happening right now with
as she's getting older, it's to the point now to where it's bothering her, and I have to try to find ways to cope because she acts out
and keep her busy.
So we're working. This is going to be our next goal on trying to figure out how to balance her out.
You said
my 10-year-old.
The 10-year-old.
The 10-year-old starting to go to the stage where she's acted out a little. But
well,
she
my
understands.
5-year-old is acting out in school.
And that comes from.
And she'll have moments like this. This is one of my best friends. It's like my sister. And I've been there because, you know, I told her, I was like, listen, when he go, and that's a big thing, and I do want to stress that when you have friends and they are married and they're in long-distance marriages, you know, it's okay to go visit them and check on your friends. You know what I mean? Bring her a bottle or, you know, y'all can go and cook for her, you know. It's sometimes I'm like, okay, all right, come on, you know, come over here. Or just drop the you know, Malaya off and go about your business because I know she needs it, you know, and especially, you know, like you said, you were doing a routine with you being a stay-at-home mom in your home, so it's like all the time you feel like you have a routine and you're waking up. And for her, it's like the same thing where, you know, she has her tutus and then you went to school just to, you know, make sure you're not driving yourself insane. And, you know, it's very, very important that as a friend, 1, as a married friend, 2, as a mom, and making sure that her sanity is straight when he comes back, I had to make sure that I stepped in to do whatever needs to be done. And I told him, listen, when you leave, I got her. And I meant that. And, you know, you hold that because, like she said, I didn't want to be here, you know, and she don't have no family here. So it can be hard.
That's beautiful because I don't have a friend to do that. I actually just met a friend that's able to do that with me, and now she's in the process of moving back to the West Coast. But she would do that. Not even my best friend would do that for me because a lot of people look at me as being so young and so strong-minded. They look at my situation as a financial gain. Well, you don't have to worry about nothing. He buy you this. He buy you cars. But if I could trade in all those materialistic things just to have my husband home, I would. But they don't see it that way. Right. Everybody see it as a come-up. Right. But I got married when I was 17. We ain't had nothing, so it ain't gonna hurt me not to have nothing again. Right. Yeah. But they just look at me as financial. Well, you don't gotta worry about nothing. You get to do what you want. Your kids.
But you still do have stuff to worry about because my children are still missing their father. I'm missing my husband. My bed is cold. You know,
See, people will see like your trip. They might see your trip that you went to Dubai.
God, when I
so
came
they'll
back
look
from
at
that.
those stuff and be like, oh wow, because they even look at us like, oh, we live in this, oh, we get to do this, we get, oh, you stay traveling, you do this, you are. But listen, nobody's there when the doors close and the lights are off at night and you just there.
Right.
There's nobody there for
Right.
weeks, for months. It is what it is, like every day. So it's like you're not there to know, like, you know, the stresses at night. Like, and my husband's getting ready to come back really soon. So the anxiety is there. It's just everything. It's getting, to me, it's like it's just getting worse. It's getting worse every day. We're all stressed out. He's stressed out. I'm stressed out. The baby's stressed out. Like, she's acting out in school. You know,
you just cry,
crying nonstop. Like, so it's kind of like, and then it's like the same time he's like, we just had a discussion just now where he was like, he doesn't even know if he wants to even like talk to her right now on the phone.
Because it's hurtful.
Every single time he talks to her now, she's breaking down crying.
Yeah.
So,
and it's closer, so it's like a teaser.
And I can't tell her when he's coming.
Just in case.
You know, I can't tell her when he's coming. Like, she knows when he's coming. Only a few people know when he's actually coming. But I can't say anything when he's coming. So it's like, even if I'm showing her on a calendar, like, you only have, like, you know, you got to wait. She's still not understanding.
And it's to the point where, like, we've been at her house, and, you know, I'll just go by to check on her, and a mention, or she'll just be sitting there, and then she'll just start crying. And I'm like, wow, you know, and I hug him, like, what's wrong? She's like, I'm just ready for my dad to come home. And it hurts because, you know, I don't know the feeling. You know, my husband is a veteran, so I met him once he got out the military. I told her, y'all good. I salute y'all all the way, because the way my separation and anxiety disorder is set up, I don't know if I could have handled it, or if we would have been able to sustain the way that we are now. Like, I really can't say that, because it's just watching her and in conversations with you, it's like, people, like you said, they glorify and they see the money. You know, they see, oh, contracting, that's automatic money. Oh, military, you get free benefits and da-da-da-da. Not realizing you are sacrificing and you're trading all these things.
It's like putting your life on pause. It's like putting your life on pause.
And everything I have to, I don't know for you, but for me, like, I enjoy doing it, but a lot of things I'll do is, everything I do is for him, to make sure that, because he's the one that's right now, you know, is taking care of our family. So if anything happens to him, it's like,
you don't have nowhere to go.
What we gonna do? So I gotta make sure that I'm supportive of him, but at the same time, he's always in my ear, like, you know, you need to do what you want to do. You need to do what you got to do. You got to. So, you know, it's rough. And then for me, my 16-year-old, she's away too.
Right.
She left about 2 months after he did. So she's been gone. She's coming back next Saturday, thank God. Because it's getting bad too. Cause so now, not only is my husband away, but my older daughter is away. So this year has been, it's been challenging.
That's both support systems. Huh?
Yeah. So it's been challenging. I mean, you know, due to a hurricane, the hurricanes that happened back in the Virgin Islands, my family had to come up. They evacuated and they came up. So they stayed with me for a couple of months, and that was like really good.
Helpful.
And then my brother ended up staying here with me, but he's leaving, you know, soon, you know, to carry on with his life. But you know, it's so, like, at first, before they got there, it was really depressing. It was really depressing. It was just like, I'm just always home. Like, I try to get out, but it's just, like you said, you find yourself doing the same things over and over. Like, just, I always make sure I'm home before dark. Like, even right now, like, I'm looking at it like, oh, I'm going to be out. And it's going to be dark. And I'm going to be out. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, I've never been that type of person. Like,
I'm just like that. I don't really like, I don't really like to go out at night without by myself either. I don't know. I understand where you're coming from with that. But yeah, my life's surrounded around my kids. I'm like, it's just kids. It's just the kids. Right. It's just the kids. Him, the kids. So even if I were to start over, I wouldn't know where to begin, because all I know is my husband and my kids. Yeah. But like I said, people see what you're doing, where you're going, where you at, and they assume so many things even when they don't see things. But I'm over it now. I'm like, hey, I'm be happy for me. But my husband, he's in this stage to where he has this new little vibe, positive vibe. So nothing negative gets on his nerves. It's kind of cute and it's kind of aggravating at the same time. Because I'll be like, hey, let me tell you about, oh, are you mad about it? It ain't nothing to be mad about. Like, nothing bothers him.
That's my husband.
I'm about to say that sounds like
that sounds just like him. Yeah, everything is always like, cause I could be breaking out to him. It's like, so what you want me to do?
Right.
Just shut up and listen. That's all I want you to do, right? Just be quiet. I ain't trying.
All right, I'll talk
all
to
this
you
positive
later.
thing. Don't be this, be big. Just
I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you later, because we did counseling for a little while. We did counseling for a little while. And we had to learn how to communicate. It's amazing how you can find out the littlest things that bothers your spouse.
Right.
Like, I didn't even know, because at the time I was working, I didn't even know me coming home, sitting in the bed, laying in the bed after I cooked dinner and stuff bothered him. He wanted me to come sit in the front room on the couch. But he never communicated that with me. But I would have never known if I would have never done
So he would be frustrated, but you not knowing what he frustrated. So now this done cause tension. It was something just so simple, but you didn't have the tools at the time to understand.
Communication was the only problem that we was having. And so now when we communicate, we can't even argue. I'm like, okay, babe, when I calm down, I'll call you back.
So who suggested counseling? Like, what made it get to that point, and who suggested it?
Me. I'm tired of it. It had got to the point to where we would argue back and forth and cut each other's ears off. Because that was the time when he got out of the military and he was transitioning to becoming a contractor.
And that's not easy.
And it was real stressful because he did not understand, even though he was drawing almost $500 a week. Somebody out there working and not even making $500 a week and could survive off of that. He couldn't mentality-wise. His mentality just couldn't take that. He was so used to the 1st and the 15th. The 1st and the 15th. So with him going contract, it was kind of like a blessing and a curse because it balanced him out and made him feel like a man. Because I had, like I said, I've always worked, but it seemed like when I started having the kids, he didn't want me to work. I worked with I didn't work after I had my first daughter. Then I went back to work for 3 years.
Yeah, because when I met you, you were working at the
Maiden Farm.
Right, you were working at Maiden Farm.
Then I was doing the tea. I started doing the tea for a little while with TLC. Then that's when we renewed our vows. Remember?
Right. Yes, I do.
Then we were pregnant again.
Right. Then we were pregnant shortly after.
Yeah. So I think the big step that happened with us was when we renewed our vows, because I just felt like it took us 5 years to really understand ourselves in our marriage. Does that make sense?
It does. And you know, they say if you can get over that little that 5 year hump, but also I think, like you said, communication, because it takes a strong person to say, okay, we need to see somebody. And, you know, I was talking about that the past 2 episodes. You know, so many people, especially in the African American community, we shy away from therapy. You know, even if you're spiritual, it's okay to go see a therapist. If something's going on in your marriage, and it's not to say you wait till something is wrong. You can go to pre-counseling, you know, at any time individually. Sometimes, even if your husband don't want to join you, go for yourself. Because sometimes I've learned that I can't ask the man to love me or know how to love me when I don't know how to love myself.
Right.
And when we don't know these things or understand that he's loving us the way he knows how to love us and not how we want him to love us, it's a communication thing. Because he may be showing you he loves you to the world, but to you it's not enough because it's not the way you want it to be. And that's a big communication thing. Have you guys ever been in therapy before?
We did it for like maybe 2 weeks.
Everybody, it's not for everybody.
Right, it's not.
It's not for
like,
everybody.
we literally sat there in the car like,
yeah.
You heard this man is telling, like, sorry, not acting, like, you heard this man telling me? I was like, I'm not going back. He was like, I'm not going back. You good? I'm good. We good?
Right.
We good.
That
was
not
it.
For everybody.
Right.
That was it.
People learn how to work.
Because I had a family member that said when they went, that it made them feel like they were nitpicking, finding stuff in their marriage that wasn't there.
Right.
By doing therapy. So it works for some people and it don't.
Yeah,
work for some
and that's
people.
how it felt that the first time. I was like,
yeah, I was finding stuff.
Like, yeah, like, I'm looking at you weird now, like, you open the door a little too fast now, like, what's going, like, never noticed you open the door before, but now I'm noticing it now. So it was just like, for us, it didn't. But I also say, like, you also have to be very careful with who you talk to.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to be careful who you talk to. Because you have to
think about it. When you vent to your mother, when you vent to your father, even your grandparents, anybody in your family, they love you. So automatically they're going to take your side.
Say that again. Say that again.
They love you, so they automatically going to take your side.
Right.
At first, it may be a conversation, but then the emotions and the feelings will start getting into it. That's just like if he was venting to his mother or venting to his father. Eventually, they're going to take their side. So then they're going to end up not liking the spouse,
and
not liking the husband.
Y'all good,
and then y'all
and they still got problems.
Yes, and then they're going to say, well, I don't like you because she telling me you treated her so-and-so and so-and-so.
Right.
So that's another reason why I recommend talking to somebody that's not a family member.
Right. A neutral person, because you have some where, you know, and I can say this, I love my mother-in-law to death. You know, I've gotten to experience some things with my mother-in-law that I never got to experience within my first marriage. And the way my mother-in-law is, that's her son, but she will call him out on his BS. She'll call me out on mine. And if we even act like we arguing, she'll walk off and be like, okay, I'm going outside smoking a cigarette.
Figure it out.
Right. She's not one of, and they've been married over 40 years. They, like, she'll tell me it's stuff that she gave me advice about, and she talked about me, and that's the first thing she said. You have to monitor who you release information, because even though you may be in the heat of the moment, that's still your husband. That is still your partner, and when you are releasing that information to him, you're also talking about yourself. So be mindful, because like you said, those same family members, they love you. They may like him, they may have a love for him, but when you're going through the emotions and then y'all are good a week later, they still talking about what you told them last Christmas. Right. And then you wondering, and then you still wondering why it's a conflict between my mom and my sisters, or my mom and, you know, my mom and my wife, or my wife and the family. And when she come around, she's not comfortable, so now she don't want to be around the family. Now you got conflict in your house because she know you done went and told them something
last Christmas,
and they hold it. Look, you told them in 2016. We in 2018, about to be in 2019. We done moved on, done bought a house, but y'all still talking about the argument we had about you being $10 short for rent back in 2016. But those are things they do. But as your family, they're gonna do that. But you got to be mindful, and like you said, surrounding yourself with other married individuals, that helps as well, because we have moments where it's me, her, and our other my other friend Roma, just like a sister as well. We know a lot about each other, but we don't know everything about each other. Certain things that are going on her marriage, we'll never know about. Roma's marriage, I will never know about me. Same way. But when it comes to leaning on talking about certain things, we don't bash our husbands. We'll have conversations. We'll meet. We'll eat. We'll have something here. And we communicate. Because they'll tell me, Shahara, you wrong. Now go back and apologize. They'll tell me. And it may hurt my feelings. But I know when you are around people and you surround yourself with individuals that love you and only want the best for you, there's no hate. There's no malice. There's no, well, look what you got going on, or be quiet because he's doing this, and they want the best for you, your marriage, and your children. They're going to correct you, and it's okay. Correction is okay when it's from love and it's from a loving place. And they'll tell me, Shahara, listen, no, you were wrong, and you need to go back and apologize.
Well, at the end of the day, you know, husband and wife is some funny stuff.
Right.
We can argue all day.
And then be good.
Babe, I'm all right. Yeah, I said that about you. But I'm all right.
And I called you bald-headed, but I love your bald-headed self. You know, we have that.
That's another thing. But then, like you said, being around married friends, because I have friends that's not married. And some may want the same thing that you want and may not agree. And some people that really want to be married, they'll accept anything.
Yes.
And I've never been the type of woman to accept anything. It's either right, wrong, or almost there, or we gonna fix it.
Right.
But it ain't treat me any kind of way just so that I can have that last name, or just so I can have somebody. Like, some people may say a half a man is better than no man. I don't agree with that statement.
Right.
I don't agree with that statement.
Right. So I have a question from Mrs. Nina Wells. This is for Gwendell. Does he take breaks from contracting to spend quality time?
Yes. Every 4 months, 4 to 5 months, we take breaks. We try to take a break with the kids, and then we take a little, as they say, vacation for just us.
Vacation, yes.
So we try to balance it out. We tend to try to vacation 4 times a year.
Okay.
And that'll be twice with the kids, and then that'll be twice with
yourself. And that makes sense. Another one, Katina, Dupree said, I totally understand them both. It takes strong women to be military wives. And it does. I tell them all the time, I cannot. Keep it in the house. Right, Roma? Look, she done hopped on. Right, Roma? So we at the halfway mark. So we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to some of our sponsors. Now, we got a fundraising event to help veterans in need of a rehab services. So the event is going on May 26th of this month, in a couple of days. Contact Derek Pinkney of Warrior Genetic Labs. He is the owner, for details. Also, I do have the flyer on the Wednesdays with Hayes page. Also, one of our other sponsors, please don't walk around looking fly and your credit is trash. Contact VIP Credit Repair LLC for all your credit needs. Repossession, student loans, any that you can imagine, she got you there. And Dashnay is one of a good friend of mine for over 22 years. And she's actually helping me and Dean at this point, so we can go ahead and get our house together. We putting that in the atmosphere.
Oh,
so they got you covered. Hit them up at 844-453-8115. If you or your child is struggling in school, don't worry. TJ Samuel Tutoring has got y'all back. She's servicing grades K through 12 and also undergrad. So if you plan on furthering your associates to get your undergrad, she got you. She got you. Or even for the kids, even for your daughter.
I want to go back to straight.
You want to go back to straight? Yeah, but she does helps with any undergrad as well. She does like statistics, things of that nature, papers. She got you. So definitely to get started today, contact her at 910-336-2293. And then also styling from the petite to the curviest of the queen. She is on my tread right now, Miss Roma Promise, aka Trini Liberian. Yeah. She got like 9,000 names. But she definitely, they have it all at Mia Moore Clothing and Accessories. So definitely make sure she'll have you dressed to impress. Make sure y'all check her out. She's at 5439 Yakin Road in Fayetteville. She also has online ordering. Yeah, she right around the corner, girl. Gotta check her out.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Yes, right around the corner. Some of the outfits I done had on, I tagged her in.
Told me a secret.
Yes. Well, look, see, that's what you get when you join the show. So, with children, let's go ahead and cover the topic of children, because a lot of times I hear this a lot. Like I said, though I'm not a military spouse, my husband's not in contracting. I talk to a lot of people. Y'all know I network all the time, and even when they were asking about, the topic, one of the biggest things I kept hearing is feeling like a single parent in a marriage.
Yes.
And I wanted you guys to elaborate on your personal experiences with, not only not having your husband there, but like you said, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, but to get a little bit more in detail of how that makes you feel. And it's not to take away, because again, your husbands are doing things to help the family financially, making sure you guys are good, you have insurance, you have homes, you have vehicles to drive. But in the meanwhile, because in their absence, you are the primary parent, how are you able to maneuver with that? Like, what are your routines, or what helps you get over really being a single parent in a marriage when it comes to that portion of the long distance?
First of all, I am going to say I have the utmost respect for any single mother, because it is no joke. And that's what I keep saying to myself over and over again when I get down. I say, well, hey, I have to realize I may know what it feels like to be a single parent without my husband being here, but I do not know what that financially side feels like. So that's kind of like my motivation.
Right.
But it is hard. And sometimes you need to breathe in. Like you said, you are that friend that she can call when she needs a break. So my mother, my grandparents,
so
my
grandmother here.
My family, they 45 minutes away. They tend to be the ones that I can call. My cousins, I can call from time to time. But you do need that break, because you will have that mental
self-care is important.
Because I can find myself sometimes put myself in a box to where I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be home and don't be bothered. But like I said, I have to keep motivating myself. I'll do things with the kids. I'll go to the gym, or I'll talk to my husband about it. And he motivates me a lot. He'd be like, babe, I thank you for everything that you do. I thank you for being patient with me, because I know you don't have to. So he is a big motivator for me. But it does get hard. But constantly just motivating yourself. And you have to remember, hey, somebody out there got it worse, or somebody out there got no help at all.
Right.
At all. But yes, it is very challenging. I learn something new every day.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off of what she's saying, because it is exactly like that. A lot of times that for me, I've been going through that stage where, phase right now, where it's just, I just don't feel like being bothered. And it's not against anybody. Right. It's not against anybody. It's just,
you don't be mad.
Because she knows we don't hear her from. I give her about a day and a half period.
Oh, she don't get 48 hours.
No, she don't get 48 hours. She get a day and a half. If I don't see nothing on Facebook, or we ain't in the group chat,
you
good.
Yeah. So I mean, even for me, it's been a struggle with that, and even sometimes when he's here, with the military, sometimes it can feel that role of being a single parent. But like I said, not to take anything away from single moms, because you said, the financial part, it's there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go to work if I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't have a job, but anyway. You know, whatever.
Same
you know,
here.
I'm just saying, you know. I do my own thing, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
You
I don't have
can go to work if you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a necessity. Right.
It's not a necessity right now. But you know, it's not as easy as a lot of people think it is, or they get offended when they hear you say that you're a single parent. But it's just that sometimes, like, you find yourself
become that way.
Not only just a single parent, you become a plumber, you become everything. Like, you got, like me, you can't tell me anything about fixing tires now. Like, I feel like I'm a pro at tires now.
You're better than me.
Yeah, because like you know what I'm saying. But then it's a good thing because like with Roma now, Roma's husband, he's a mechanic, so it's a blessing having friends like this where now something goes down, I can call her husband. You know what I'm saying? Or Roma, hey, find out from your husband this and that for my car, whatever. If the cars make a certain sound, I'm like, okay, like I feel like I've somewhat become like a mechanic.
Right.
I feel like I know how to like fix things. I know how to build stuff. Like I can feel like you bring me anything, I'll build it. It might wobble, but I feel like I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to take on that role, whether you want to or not. But what I will say though is that I do see a lot of wives, especially a lot of army wives, they'll be in their husband's like ear like all the time, like you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing this. But it's kind of like you have to understand they're at work. First of all, most of them don't want to be there. You know, they're waking up at 4 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Okay, every day he's waking up 4 in the morning to go work out. Sometimes it's raining. I have seen my husband come home covered from head to toe in mud. Like mud, and it's like 30 degrees outside. Y'all in water, like just things that I'm not doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's doing that, and then you know he comes home. He gets to take a quick shower. Sometimes he may not be able to come home. He may have to take a shower in one of the restrooms, in the barracks or whatever, or somebody that he knows. Then you know he's at work. He stays sometimes now that the more in rank he goes, the more responsibility he has. So he stays later, and then he comes home. He is tired.
Right.
He is tired. Like he is tired. Yeah, I'm tired too. But let's be honest. My day doesn't start until 12 o'clock because I'm usually home until 12 o'clock.
She has a disclaimer every day.
Everybody knows.
Unless
Don't call me until 12.
And
even if it's an emergency, I can't do anything for you. I'm not a doctor or a nurse. Don't get panicked. Don't want to call me.
Right.
Yeah. So you know you do you do find yourself feeling like a single parent sometimes, but like I said, and then he does it. He has to do it all over again. Then sometimes my husband he jumps out of he's airborne, so he jumps out of planes and stuff like that. So it's every time he goes up, I'm panicking because I've seen people for myself end up in trees. I've seen it for myself. When he was in one of his trainings, somebody jumped out and hit the back of the plane and cracked their head. He's seen people pass out. So it's kind of like every single time he jumped, it was, it's like, oh my goodness. So he's tired coming home from all of this, and then I'm supposed to do what? Me who, like literally, I've been home all day. But at the same time, I'm still tired.
But you still got to be there motivation.
But I still got to be there.
Yeah, I agree with you. Matter of fact, I want to touch on that. Because it has been times when I'll be on the phone with my husband and they drop bombs and he have to get off the phone. They shut down the internet if somebody passed away because they don't want nobody to reach out to the family. And this is contract now. Right. He's walking home. He has to walk home fully secured and wrapped up because any time they could throw a bomb or anything. Wow. So he may not be military no more, but he's still risking his life.
He's still in the line of fire.
He's working 12-hour shifts. He has meltdowns too. He's going through that stage now when he's ready to come home. Yeah. But I have to keep motivating him. Right. We have to keep motivating each other. And he'd be like, okay, babe, you can't be whining because I'm in the stage where I feel like whining. So we have to constantly just balance each other out. If he get a care package, it's only for me and my daughter. I have no one in his family that would reach out and say, hey, babe, do you need anything? And I'm just keeping them real. I'm being honest.
Right. No, you find this
because I know we on social media.
Right. This is what
and
it is.
I'm saying it now.
Right.
Right. But if nobody don't reach out and send him no packages, if it's not from me and my daughter, nobody asks, do he need anything? And so I have to be his good, his bad, his happy, his sad, all together. Because it's hard. it's hard. Sometimes he lay down and he don't even know. You know, they could be blowing the bomb one place in the area and he don't know. Hey, well, babe, you know, just go ahead and say a prayer for me because it's rough tonight.
Because he don't know.
Like
Right.
just 24 hours ago, they shut down the internet. They shut down everything, and he was only able to contact me through his phone because someone had passed away and they didn't want them to reach out to their family first before they do.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot, but he, like I said, he's been doing it since he was 17, so he's in the routine of it. To me, I feel like I don't even feel like that he could come out and work a civilian job because his mind is so military mentality. He has that military mentality. Maybe, but maybe not. But,
and I know that's scary for some people because even with like my husband, and he got out in 2012, but it's still
his mentality is like
2018. He's still in that I don't want to work for nobody. Like he's like I've gave Uncle Sam my time. You know, it's to the point where him going into a regular office, and he's had contracting jobs locally when he was in Virginia, and then it got to a point where you know he was in the private sector. And it's like even now, like you know, he does shoe customization because that's one of his passions, one thing that he likes to do. And I know for a lot of wives, I had a lot of women that contacted me that are military where their husbands have did their time, they've retired, or they've medically had to get out, and they're stuck. Now they're in a depressive state because
they can't find a passion.
They can't find a passion. They don't know what they want to do because they've been in the military so long. I'm talking about women that contacted me. Some of them are in their 50s, 60s. Husband's been in 30, 40 years.
And that's all they know.
And that's all they know. Now it's like I come out and though, okay, they pay me for my service, but I still don't want to sit home. So it's like now
they have to keep going.
What do I do?
But see, that's the thing with